Hello everybody, how's everybody doing? I hope you're all really well and you had a good week, good midterm break. I know we didn't get to see you last weekend or the weekend before, and I really hope nobody brought their flippers or their iPad on their hike. Although if you were to go hiking today, listening to the rain outside, you probably would have needed them. So tonight, I wanted to show you how to play a card game called Spjot or Spit. And the reason why I wanted to show you this is that when you go camping and you're hanging out in the tent with your friends, it's great to play a couple of games, whether card games or board games, or even just invent your own games. And so that's one reason. And then the other reason is that you may end up in Cubs and definitely in Scouts, or maybe going to Gaeltacht or something like that. And you're going to come across this game called Spjot or Spit. And I want to make sure that you lot are champion Spit players, and by the time you get to play through Beavers, Cubs, you'll be like the world champions of Spit. Because I've seen some Scouts play this and it's like rapid fire, super duper game. So what you're going to need is a deck of cards, like this one here, just simple playing cards. And the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get rid of the jokers. It's terrible to get rid of the jokers, but anyway, getting rid of the jokers. And then you should be left with 52 cards. But believe it or not, we are missing a number of cards from this deck. So we're down to 50 cards at the moment. Okay, and how you play. So the first thing you're going to do is, it's a two-player game. So you'll need to play with somebody at home, maybe brother or sister or somebody like that. But you're going to need to split the deck in two. That's about right. And you give one half to one player and then you take the other half on your side. And what I'll do for this part is I'll show you the setup that I'll do, and then the other person will need to do the same. So you do one card up like this, and then you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you do one card up again, 1, 2, 3, and then you do one card up, and then you do 1, 2, and then you do another card up, and then you do 1, and then you do your last card. So you should end up with 5 piles like this, and then you have your extra cards in a pile on your right hand side. So that's the setup on my side, and then I'm going to play with Hannah, and I'm going to cheat like crazy now and set up her cards. So she's grabbing them out of my hand unnecessarily because she thinks I'm going to cheat, and set up Hannah's like so, and then the last one. Now, a couple of things just to fill you in on. So you can see here, I've ended up with 2 cards the same. So what you can do there is, if you have 2 cards the same, you can put them together on one of the piles, and then you can lift up another card like so. The other thing is that if you ended up with an ace, which is, there we go. So if you ended up with an ace, let's say my ace was here, then I could create an extra pile, ace on its own, and then I could get to lift that card up like so. Are you with me so far? Brilliant. Okay, so here's how we start to play. Are you ready? Are you steady? I'm going to do this really slowly, but I've seen this played at like hundreds of miles, hundreds of kilometers an hour. So each player turns up a card, and then you can see on one side there's a 7, and then on the other side there's an ace. So in order to play, I either need an 8 or a 6. And to play on this one, I need a 2 or a king. So right away, I can put my 8 on this one here, and I can lift up this card here, and I can play my 2 onto this one here, and I can lift up this card, and I can play my 7 onto here, and then I can lift up this card, and because I have a 2 here, I can lift up the 3, and then I can go here, and then 7 Okay, so I don't have any cards left to play. And then, if you don't have a card to play, what everybody does, each player then goes from their stack of cards here and they lift them up. So we have a 9 and a 5. So, 9, I can put my 10 and I can lift that up. And then I can put my jack because 10 and the jack comes next. And then I have a 5 and I can put my 4. I have a queen and there's a jack. This is great when you're playing this just by yourself. Another jack. I can get rid of that one there. Brilliant. And let me see, is there anything else I can do? Now, you'll have noticed I'm down to 4 piles. So I could move this one out and lift up this because I can always have 5. I gave you 4. 5 piles. Okay, so we need to go try again. 7 and 5. I can't do anything there. 6 and 3. So there's a 3. Next one down is 2. And I can lift up this one. Okay, I've got my 2 kings. We're going to need to 9. I can put my 9. And then once you're down to 4, you can lift them up. So the other person still has to guess what you've got going on. So I can lift these cards here. There's a queen and I put my king. That's fantastic. I can't do anything there. 5, I can put my 4. And then I've got a 9 here, 5. Ace, I can do my king. And I've got 1 card left and it's an ace. And there's a 6, and let's just imagine that this 10 is here, and then I can put down my jack, and then I'm finished. And I need to then go spit on the smallest pile of cards. I go spit, and I win these cards. And Hannah gets to keep all of those. And then we start the process all over again. So I lay out the cards like this, the way we did at the start. Because the object of the game is to not have any cards left at the end. And as you can see, I've just got 2. And then we play exactly the same way that I've just shown you. Now, it was quite easy for me to do spit there because I was playing by myself. But if you've got somebody else and everybody's adding cards down really quickly and they've got a 6 and you've got a 6 and they get there first, you're like, and then you've got to try again. So it takes a little bit of practice, but hopefully that gives you a good idea on how to do it. Okay? Okay, so we're back for a quick recap. Now, 3 things I wanted to recap with you. 1, the setup. So the setup is 1 card, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, 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 bum. That's your setup, which is good examples here to show you because I've got 2 aces, which can go on top of each other and create a new pile, which means I can lift this one and I can lift this one. 2 5s. Perfect. So because of the aces, I get an extra pile and I can double up where I have to cards the same. So that's going to be your setup. So that's number 1. Number 2, the play will always go, what's the Joker doing there? We'll get to the Joker now in a second. The play will always go, what card is above or below the king or above or below the 3? And it's the same no matter which ones you deal out. So 7, is it an 8 or is it a 6? 8, is it 9 or is it a 7? And you play like this because you've got each one of those and you keep going until you, so once you know all the numbers and you know the sequence of jack, queen, king, and ace, you're well able to play the game. So that's the second thing in terms of how you place the cards. Now, the third thing is that as the play goes, you'll get to a point when you set up your cards that you don't have a pile left here anymore because you don't have enough cards because you've been doing good in the game so far. And that's where you can use your Joker. And your Joker becomes a spit card. Now, as the play goes and you're placing all your cards down, and when you clear your 5 piles and you hit the spit card, then you're the winner. Now, if the other player manages to be clever enough and quick enough to get the spit card, then they take the spit card away and you take the pile of cards that have been left on the other side and you keep going. So basically this game could go on for a long time, so perfect for a camp night and perfect for a rainy night in. It can go on for hours and get super competitive. And to show you how competitive it gets, you're gonna watch Hannah and I play in super record time.